Ready to move on? We got trending tides.
Trending tides, the latest real estate market update, and I know this is your Kuleana. Just briefly, I will make this comment that I've talked to a few realtors that said, "Hey, the first quarter has been soft. That we're still in a soft market," and to some extent, I'll agree with that. I mean, the house that I listed recently, we put it in escrow in 2 days. We had 4 different offers, and part of that is that it's in kind of a unique neighborhood. We did a really good job of cleaning the house up, power washing it, making it shine before we released it onto the market. But we kind of had a winner, before we even started. But we polished that car up really nice before we put it on the lot for sale, so to speak. And that is important in a soft. There are unique areas, and I know it's the same on Oahu. It's the same here on the Big Island. But I look at other houses that are reducing prices. They sit there. Maybe they're not the best location. So they, a $700,000 or $800,000 house, and they lower their price by $15,000. I mean, seriously, that's a drop in the bucket. And anyways, so there is a softness. I think overall, if you look at the statistics, maybe still affected somewhat by interest rates and still prices that are higher. But if you've got a good product and you price it right, you can sell it here.
Yeah. So I didn't ask for you to have specific numbers. Numbers came out today, hot off the presses, right? Oahu's housing numbers came out, and I had felt the slowness. So our January numbers were really strong because that's basically 2 months prior worth of sales activity. We election year, you have the election coming, people kind of hold in place to figure out what's going on with the election, who's going to get elected. Then you have the holidays, and then you have January, February. And for some reason, I don't know why this is, we've always used to joke in the past, market slow till the Super Bowl. Then after the Super Bowl, it starts picking up through summer. And I don't know why the heck that is, but we didn't have that in the previous years. My January last year was busy. My January the previous year was busy. This year it was slow, and I felt it, and I felt it slow on my listings. I think I have eight or 9 listings right now. We're getting ready to bring 3 or 4 more on. So I feel the market based on my listings and based on my buyers. And right. So this past month, I felt it the last 2 months, and I was curious to see what this month's numbers were. Well, single family home sales and condos were both down. So we were soft on sales for single family homes and condos. However, price for single family homes was up 10%. Condos, however, was down 3.6%. So single family home price, $1.185 million on average, median, I should say, for Oahu. Half the sales above, half the sales below were $1.185 million. And the condo was $494,000 for this past month on the median. What I did feel it soft in the last 2 weeks. It's been much busier. I've felt buyers coming back into the market. So my question was like, okay, are we back to a normal market where we're used to the Super Bowl kicking in, and all of a sudden we get busy after the Super Bowl? And it appears to be heading that way. I mean, you got to think we just had an election. Now you got a new administration. There's some unpredictability coming on with the new administration, and markets like stability. So we'll see, but interest rates are coming down, and my listings are getting more showings now. We're getting more buyer activity. So we'll see where it goes from here. I do expect next month's numbers to be soft, but we've been able to negotiate on the buy side a little bit off on some of these listings, and we weren't competing. 25% of homes this past month sold for above asking, and 13.5% of condos sold above asking. So there's still strength.
Yeah, I think I think again, property specific. You have the market stats, which are always important, generally about what's going on. But, and again, those are the numbers of the trending tides. And then you have, certain individual properties that, it's going to sell the day it hits the market, and some of those are extremely high priced, maybe for the 1%, whatever. And others are just your average home in a neighborhood, but maybe it has a exceptional location, or they have renovated, they've done something to make that property special.
Yeah. The dogs right now are the ones that are selling at the discount is what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Yep.
So do you have any Big Island stats by any chance? I didn't email you and ask you to bring any. So,
I think in general, I'm less of a stats guy as I am of a what does it feel like to me. That does, I can get stats. What was it Henry Ford used to say when he was being questioned by Congress? He was like, I can press a button and I can have any information brought into me in 5 minutes or less to know all these things that you're asking me. I don't need to have them all in my head. And that's kind of the way I feel. I can go on and do a competitive market analysis and know about, stats on the east side of the island and the west side of the island, certain neighborhoods, because there's a drastic difference in climates, in lifestyles, just on the island itself. Though for me, I go a little bit more by feel. Like I have a listing coming up in a neighborhood that you just don't see listings in, and I have a feeling it's going to sell really fast. We'll see. We are in the process of getting it ready to shine for the first showing, which I think is a good process. And the owners do not mind, even though they're absentee. They spend part of the year here. They don't mind that so much. So, yeah, I mean, all I would say is if you had to look at stats, there's a lot of people still that are, not necessarily hesitant to pull the trigger, but they can't pull the trigger because the interest rates are too high, and as well as the prices. But the trend is changing. You're definitely seeing the prices come down.
Okay, so I'll give a story, and I've talked about this off air. I'll talk about it on here. So it's funny. It's during my craziest transaction during COVID was $450,000 over asking, no J1, meaning no inspection period, seller to stay for free at the home for 2 weeks after closing, and no appraisal clause. And we didn't win it. We lost it. And I call that herd mentality. Herd mentality, like, capital was cheap, interest rates were cheap, right? I got to get a home. Running check in hand. I had one offer. One time I was competing with 45 other offers. Just stupid, right?
Wow.
No, so that's herd mentality. Everybody else is getting in. I got to get in, right? And I'm willing to waive everything. And now we're actually at the bottom. We're at the opposite. Nobody else is buying, so why should I? There's no sense of urgency, right? And so what's funny is when do you want to buy?
Yeah, wait till you're competing with 45-hour offers. Correct. Right? Yeah, I mean, how stupid is that? I'm sorry. How unintelligent is that?
Yeah, well, conceptually it doesn't make sense, right? But and to truly make the money and the wealth, then you want to get in when the market is soft. If you want to time the market, I don't believe in timing the market. All right, you get in when you have the money, but if you have the money now. And I had someone the other day going, I'm going to wait till see where prices are going. And I showed them, I go, this is where prices are going. This is the building. They already set the market. The market's been done. Where do you think value is? Yeah, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see. Yeah, you're going to wait to see the other person buy the property.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. When you see what you want and you can afford at that time, that's the time to buy it. This is our house. This is the one you want. Yeah.
There are a ton of buyers on the sideline, and that's why I go back to every time rates dropped last year, we had a significant increase in sales, number of sales, and an increase in price. And so there's you wait till the shift. When are you going to realize the shift happened? When it's already happened, right?
Right.
So,
Well, and I mean, buyers can be fickle. There's no question, especially, everybody seems to think that they know, yeah, if now's the right time or it's not the right time. Yeah, I'm going to wait. That's a smart thing to do. And I'd like to, frankly, have a transfer portal for buyers and put a few of mine into the transfer portal and send them to another university. But no, that's again, that's facetious. But, when people are ready, they're ready. But realtors we're here to sell properties, and that doesn't mean that we're going to rush out and have you buy the first thing you see. We want you to get what you want. We're not, but we want you to understand that when you do see what you want, that you get it and you start enjoying the lifestyle.
yeah, it's a big commitment. That's what we're here for.
It is.
To be coached.
It is.